Alright guys, you might be asking yourself, why am I standing in a giant field? Honestly, I don't know. I thought it would help the juxtaposition. Today we're going to be talking about what to do if you feel like everything in your life is perfect, but all you need is a girlfriend, or all you need is a significant other, all you need is a boyfriend. I've been there before, guys. I've been at a point in my life where I've had motorcycles, I've had sports cars, I've had my own apartment, I had a nice job every single day, and again and again and again I would tell myself, all I need is a girlfriend, all I need is somebody to just experience life with, and all of this would just be perfect. And I'm telling you now, if you're living like that, it's not gonna work. I lived like that for a very, very long time, and it leads you to it starts leading you to giving people chances that you maybe shouldn't give chances to. Let's change scenery and get back to it. So I'm about 23 years old, and I myself, I've had many failed relationships, unfortunately. I have had 2 relationships that lasted about a year and a half, and they did not end up going good. And after those relationships, after they got very ugly, I gave myself a lot of time. I gave myself about 2 years of being single. And in those 2 years, I had dating apps, I would talk to people, but what I used to do is I would talk to people, hang out with them, and then, we'd start talking and whatever. But now I built these standards. For example, if I was hanging out with a girl I met online and I'm like, I'd love to have kids, and she's like, ew, I could never, I hate kids. That's an instant red flag in a woman for me. So instead of just dragging it on and trying to change that person, you move on. You should never try to change somebody. So I just moved on. And I got to the point where I used to hang out with people, but I got to the point where on dating apps, I would just add these girls, and then I would FaceTime them to find out what their personality is like. I would basically tell them, I'd be like, I'm just a little anxious, I don't really like meeting new people. Is there any way we can maybe FaceTime? That helped me a lot. And then I FaceTime them, and then on the FaceTime, they're just they do not give the same energy, they don't ask questions about you, they don't do anything, they just sit there and whatever. And then after a 20-minute FaceTime, you're like, all right, cool, don't need you anymore. I did that for 2 years, and eventually I got to the point where I could finally be happy without a girl. I found happiness in myself, and soon after that, somebody finally stumbled into my life, and they're amazing. Let's change scenery again. We're kind of going on a little tangent. We're kind of just going all over the place. But in summary, if you are talking to somebody and something about them just rubs you a little bit, just end it. Because when you finally find somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, when you finally find somebody that you want to have kids with, when you want to make them your wife, that person is your best friend. That person, when you're together, you guys laugh constantly. There isn't everybody argues, everybody fights, but after the fight happens, it takes coming up and saying, I'm sorry. Everybody fights. There's nothing you can do about it. Nobody is going to perfectly go together. But when you're together and you argue, and then after a while you come back together and you say sorry, that's a real relationship. When you're in a relationship and the person you're with is going out of their way as hard as they possibly could to try to hurt you, that relationship is never going to work. Because let's say you're 20 and your partner's 21, you've been together for 2 years, and let's say when they get mad, they start hitting you, they start calling you all these terrible names. It's yeah, maybe it's fine now, but do you really want to put up with that for 40 years? For the next 40 years, you want to deal with that? You want to have children and have that lady be the mom of your children? And that was your choice? You want to ruin those children's lives just because you couldn't wait for somebody who was actually worthwhile? I've been there, guys. I've been there. I've made the mistakes. I thought somebody could change when they couldn't. And it made me realize you cannot change anybody. The only thing you can do is change yourself, be happy with yourself, and eventually somebody will come along. I promise. Just keep waiting. Even if it's been 2 years, 3 years. If you get in a toxic relationship, being single is 100% better than being beaten on by another person. Being single is 100% better than having to live every single day in anxiety. Every single day worrying about if they're going to get mad at you, worrying if they're going to hit you, worrying if they're going to be cheating on you, any of that. If somebody cheats on you, don't try to change them. Realize that they're a cheater and they will never change. A cheater will never change. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're somebody watching this video who cheated. I'm talking to you. Maybe you realized your mistake, but in my eyes, if you cheated once, you'll cheat again. And so I think cheaters should, I guess, be with each other. But anyways, I promise there's somebody out there for anybody. And never be scared to raise your standards. If you're like, oh, well, maybe my standards are too high. No, they're not. If you feel like your standards are too high, just keep looking. Because if you do eventually lower your standards to get with somebody, after being with somebody for about a year to a year and a half, everything goes out the window. Everything that you tried to ignore about yourself resurfaces. If you wanted to ride motorcycles, but then your girlfriend doesn't want you to ride motorcycles, for a year it's fine. But a year later, after you guys have been together a year, you're gonna wanna ride motorcycles. That's how people work. Never try to change anything. Be yourself, guys. I know people have been telling us this since middle school, and I never believed any of them. I never believed it at all. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. It's not that easy, obviously, but what that means is just don't beat yourself up when somebody doesn't want to taste. It happens. Just keep moving forward, because I promise one day somebody beyond your dreams will just walk into your life. So you might be finding yourself thinking, but Will, all I want right now is to be in a relationship. What else can I do? Like, how else do I live my life? How else do I find enjoyment? Well, what are your hobbies? Do you have any? Do you like having a car? Do you like cars? Let's say, for example, you like cars. Put in that work. Let's say you work 30 hours now. Go to 40 hours. Let's say you work 40 hours now. Put in overtime. Every time that you sit at home and you're depressed and you're thinking, wow, I wish I had a girlfriend right now. Wow, I wish I had a boyfriend right now. Whatever the case may be. All right, sorry guys, my neighbor's dog came out, and it's a German Shepherd, and my neighbor put him on a chain. Even though you should never put a German. Oh my. This is Brutus. He is my neighbor's German Shepherd. He's actually my landlord's German Shepherd, being babysit by my neighbor. And he is not trained very well, but I'm trying to socialize him because I feel terrible for him. He has lots of anxiety, but we're working on it. He's 2 years old. He's about probably 95 pounds. He's extremely healthy, but he's not very socialized. And as you can see, he's chained up to a tree. If you know anything about dogs, they don't like being chained up to a tree. But we're just going to keep him in the background while we continue to talk about what we're talking about. So, another thing you can always do is get a dog. This isn't my dog, but this dog actually is having puppies. This is a male, so the female's having puppies with the neighbor's dog, and I am going to take that dog. So, that is another thing. You could always get an animal. But I definitely recommend working on yourself. We're just going to slowly walk back. When he came out here, obviously he was barking because he was scared. He's just a scared little guy. He's only 2 years old. I think he's coming up on 2 years old. But he hasn't been treated very well. He's very, very calm now. I wish I had treats to give him, but honestly, he's very anxiously attached to the guy inside, Mark. Mark is like 60 years old and is kind of an idiot, but unfortunately, I can't really go up there and pet him right now because it'll make him anxious. But I think if Mark comes out here, if he knew how he was acting towards a stranger, I think he'd be very proud of him, and I think he should reward him. Remember, always train your dogs, guys. Don't get a dog that works if you're not going to have it work. But there's multiple ways that you can get over not being with somebody, because the second you try to force it and the second that you try to make a relationship to last a lifetime happen instantly, it's probably just not going to work out for the greatest. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes saying no to 12 different people before you say yes to one person. Sometimes it takes experimenting a lot. Sometimes it takes getting your heart broken. But in the end, it makes true love feel 100 million times better. Sorry if it's a little windy, guys. It's getting pretty windy. Hi, Brutus. How are you doing? You smelling the wind right now? All right. You guys like the outfit? We're comfy today, boys. It's the day off. There's Brutus over there. He's looking so handsome. He's such a handsome boy. He hears me talking about him too. He's got those big ears. He's real relaxed right now though. He's a little alert. You see that drool hanging out of his mouth. That's kind of crazy, but remember to train your dogs, guys. And never chain a German Shepherd to a tree. They hate it. He's starting to get accustomed to it, but that slobber you see is because he was barking. They hate it, guys. But hey, at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a guy who really doesn't know that much. I know I should probably get out of the bright light, though. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years now, and I feel different about her than anybody else in my whole life. But, you know, everybody's different, and basically everything in this video was to tell you that it's okay, and I've just given you ideas to stop the pain of being alone, because I promise I know it hurts, guys. I know it hurts a lot, but there's things that can help distract you, and they can help make you feel better, and then when you finally do find a relationship, it'll feel so much better, because if you just try to find happiness and you only get it from the relationship, then whenever that relationship is struggling, you're not going to have any happiness, and it's going to fall down. But if a relationship is struggling and you have other things that make you happy, then, you know, there's so many things you can fall back on, man. Remember, guys, it is okay to have space in a relationship. If you're together constantly, people fight. Siblings, best friends, everybody. If you're together constantly, it's okay. Oh, my gimbal's getting a little tired. It's okay to have some space. Not like, we're going to leave a week and go have sex with other people. No, guys, no. Have her go hang out with her friend. You go hang out with your friend. Maybe just hang out on other sides of the apartment. But hey, I think that's good with this topic. Brutus is staring at me. There he is. What a handsome boy. All right, on to the next thing. And now, a short break and a cut to our video sponsor today. Just kidding, we don't have a sponsor, but there's a lawnmower outside, so I already have to go in. All right, we're a little all over the place, but long story short, don't feel rushed. Don't feel like if you can't be happy right now that a relationship is going to solve that, because it's not. If you can't be happy going into a relationship, it's just going to make two people not happy. Unfortunately. There's my cat. But that's going to do it for today's video. You know, I could just sit here and do a ton of random things, try to be entertaining, or I could end this video now with the point being short and sweet. So with that being said, if you want to see anything else from me, go ahead and check out the channel. There's plenty of other things. This is the first time I've really just talked for a little bit. It's probably pretty boring and hard to watch, but if you like talking, hey, here it is. I got a lot of other videos exploring with my girlfriend, going out to places, driving the Miata, practicing wheelies on an e-bike. You know, I got the whole shebang. We're getting a puppy here soon, and we're gonna be training that dang on puppy. We're gonna train that puppy to be nice like this cat right here. All right, guys. You have a great one. Russ Ken out. Bam.
Hi, baby girl.
I'm here taking a nap here. Corn.